Girl. Okay, I'm gonna let a couple of people hop on. I just came outside. I'm on day 1 of the gut cleanse. This is the live community cleanse for those who are catching the replay or just hopping on. Hi, Lydia. I'm going to be talking through this gut cleanse that we're doing. And if you're like, I didn't know there was a gut cleanse, and you still want to join, you can. You can go to the link in my bio or middaypigeon.com and go to the gut healing blog post. It's right there, right under the blog, and then download the gut cleanse guide and it'll take you through all the steps. But today I really want to touch on like why are we cleansing our guts? Like, what is a gut cleanse? Like, it's trendy. You hear get a flatter belly for summer. It will work, especially with Memorial Day weekend coming up. Like, the flatter belly will work. But like, why do I care about a gut cleanse, and why have I chosen to take up some free time and move this community through a gut cleanse? For a few reasons. One, it started with a message when I was walking through the woods a couple of weeks ago after I did my own cleanse that was like uplift the community. I was feeling so freaking good after my gut cleanse. I was like, if every human felt like this, even if they felt like this once a year, even if they felt like this once a month, if they were doing a cleanse, even if they wanted to do a cleanse a week, I won't stop you. It would actually be really great. The amount of creativity, inspiration, joy, happiness, connectedness I felt simply from doing the gut cleanse was a miracle in itself. And so I just felt the spirit say like uplift the community. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to lead this community through a cleanse. We also are going to have the sweet sounds of Maya chewing on her water buffalo horn. So sorry for the background. All right, so doing a community cleanse can be really fun because as you're on here and seeing everyone pop on, you can write comments. This replay will be posted to YouTube and then in the Facebook group and on the gut cleanse thread. So if you have to hop off, if you need anything, you can put your questions here in the comments now and I'll address everything, and then you can come back and watch the replay. But I want to talk about like why cleanse our gut from a functional medicine perspective. What happens when we do a gut cleanse? When you think about your GI tract, think about the width and the length of 2 tennis courts. Okay? Think about this huge surface area. And then I want you to hypothetically take your intestines out of your body so it goes stomach to small intestine. And my pop socket broke today, so I can't like do the thing where my phone sits up. But anyways, your stomach to your small intestine to your large intestine to your colon is essentially your GI tract. So small and large intestine alone span over 2 tennis courts length and width. Your gut is huge. It has a lot of nook and crannies where things can get in there and hide. And with that being said, we can have microbes, mold, we can have fungus, we can have candida, we can have bacteria, we can have viruses are huge in the gut, we can have parasites. Did you know that when you get something like a cold that feels very respiratory, it actually begins in your gut? And what's interesting is notice that the next time you get sick, you might notice a little bit of diarrhea or a little bit of constipation or something gets off with your gut first before your body gets sick. So cleaning out your gut is literally, your gut is the 2 tennis courts, right? Your blood that all of your body receives works through the capillary system of the gut, gets into the microvilli, absorbs the nutrients, whatever you're putting in your mouth and whatever lives in your gut is getting in your blood. Your blood is bathing your ovaries, your uterus, your brain, your biceps, guys. Your blood is bathing every single tissue in your body. And if your gut isn't clean and healthy, then your blood isn't clean and healthy, then your cells, your tissues, you as an organism, as a human being, is not the cleanliest and healthiest. Now, I don't believe that we have to be perfect all of the time to feel well. I work with a lot of people with chronic illness and autoimmune conditions, and some people do require this is like the hardest thing about my work, because I went through this too. Some of us, this was me, require a long period of time with really rigid nutritional guidelines that we don't get to choose, that our body chooses for us. And so if you're not there, say you just want a flatter belly for for summer, or you just want to feel a little bit lift in your depression or anxiety, or say you really have a lot of chronic illness, autoimmune, mental health conditions, reproductive conditions, and you are just feeling like there's no way out of my symptoms, I'm always feeling terrible, a gut cleanse is a reset. Okay, so think about those 2 tennis courts. Now we have this fluid, which is your blood, moving all over those 2 tennis courts, going to every single cell in your body. And so what's tricky about the gut is because it's so much surface area, and then you smush it all into a belly, into a body, into an abdomen, there's things that get stuck and hide in there that are real sons of a and they need to come out. So have you ever felt like you were driving down the road and you saw like a Snickers billboard, or like you drove past Taco John's and something took you over and like you're like, why am I eating this? Why am I doing this? Those are the microbes, essentially, the parasites, the bacteria, the viruses, the biofilms holding all of these pathogens in your body that are sending biochemical messengers to your brain, giving you cravings, giving you anxiety, giving you heart palpitations, giving you whatever it might be. Your gut, just like I was talking about, even when you get a cold, like a sinus infection, that starts in your gut. If your gut isn't well, and your gut isn't well, 1, because you haven't cleaned your house, which is your gut, and 2, because you haven't brought in good things into the house. Say you keep bringing in like kids that are going to make a mess, foods that are going to cause trouble, proverbially, gut's got to be clean for your blood to be clean, for your cells and your tissues to be happy. That's why I care about this gut cleanse. And I have done, as a functional medicine nurse practitioner, I have literally tried, sold, learned about, experimented with all of the gut cleanses that you could possibly find from all of the different gut companies across the board. And when I worked with Zen Cleanse, a friend came over for lunch. We were drinking smoothies on the deck. Thank you, Jana. And she was like, I did this really awesome cleanse. And I was like, eye roll, because I see so many of these like parasite cleanses or these gut cleanses that are just garbage, or they have more inflammatory ingredients. You're better off just eating like smoothies and juice and soups for a week as your gut cleanse. And I looked at the ingredients and I was like, it's just like fruit and vegetables. And she was like, yeah, but she was telling me about the enzymes and how, you know, the technology works, and then the energetics of this company, and that the enzymes, for those who are participating, all of your liquids and all of your package. And my other skepticism was like, this gut cleanse comes in, it's like prepared. I was like, I like living foods, no thanks. But I really got schooled on it. And long story short, all of the packets and all the liquids that you're consuming for your gut cleanse are prepared in an environment with Tibetan singing bowls being played to them. And we all know how we feel in a sound bath. So I was pretty impressed, went through it myself. Now I'm learning the technology and the methods behind it. And I'm like, I really wish I would have started this company. And that company is going to be huge. I mean, I think they already do really well. I don't really know their inside statistics, but they're amazing. And you're going to feel amazing this week. And if you're like, what is she talking about? Go get the Gut Cleanse Guide, download it. You can do the cleanse on your own. 1, the company provides you with an instruction manual. The reason I'm doing this with all of us is because I felt like when I went through it, I had so many questions. And I felt like, this is my own thing, but I was like, I keep bothering people. And it just was really nice to have support. And if you have a community and if you have someone guiding it and leading you through it, your questions can be answered, and it can be really fun when we all talk about our mucoid plaques. Okay, what is a mucoid plaque? So with the gut cleanse, in the guide, you'll notice you can order the 3-day 1 intestinal cleanse. You can get the liver cleanse, which is, I like to call it 3 days, because really this week we're doing 3 days, breaking for a day, doing 3 days. However, essentially the kits are 1 day, which is really cool. They send you everything you need, and then the prep day is with food. The packet day is you taking everything they send you, and then the proceed day is, let's start with the gut cleanse. So today we're on our prep day. All of us are eating to our highest clean eating expression. So what that means for me, what I chose to do today is just juices and raw fruit. What Jeff did for his clean eating day yesterday were sweet potatoes and smoothies. You might decide, I don't necessarily recommend water fasting. I think it's good in circumstances, but because this cleanse is a little bit lengthened and on the third day you might end up doing a lot of fasting, the first day I want you to build up your cells, like what you've been doing today from the guide, with healthy glucose. So if you are on day 1 with us and you're prepping before you go to bed tonight, you will not be hungry. Jeff's on day 1 of his rainbow. He started a little bit early, just a day early. Before you go to bed tonight, I want you to have like a big smoothie or a big plate of fruit and honey. I want you to fill up your cells so you don't wake up hungry tomorrow on the packet day. And then on the third day on Wednesday, you're not like, I can't make it through this maybe half a day fast that you'll do. Maybe you'll fast all day. It's up to you. And I'll talk about that. You can always do herbal tea with honey or perhaps a coconut water if you feel like you're just like, you're not going to make it. But you will, I promise. So today, what does today look like? For those of you, if you've been eating your highest expression, if you haven't, a question that came in earlier is, Jen, I kind of messed up my lunch today. I was eating clean in the morning. I just wasn't thinking, and I ate something, and I was like, again, those pathogens hijacked you, and we're like, go eat what's in the break room. And you're like, oh crap, I screwed up my cleanse day. You didn't screw it up. Do you feel okay? Has the rest of your day been clean? You can totally continue and tomorrow move right into the packet day with us. And if you want to take another prep day, you totally can. You could do this over tomorrow. But what my hesitation and my inclination is to tell you is that it doesn't ever have to be perfect with your health. And if you go into tomorrow being like, I got to be perfect tomorrow, and you're not, you're never going to start this cleanse. So you might as well do it with us now. Okay. A couple of other questions that came through. If I go back to my question list, I'm going to not be on the live. So let me think of what they were. So it was about, what if I cheat? I know we're going to do, I won't say your name in case you want to stay anonymous, but I'm going to lead us through a little bit of a energy tap-in process, because here's the thing. With this gut cleanse, and the reason I love it is my body shifted, which shifted my energy field. And I had so many miracles happen to me the week and the second week, even after the cleanse, of like, because this is how energy works. I shifted my internal state and my external state had to respond. I really wish I had a pop socket to hold my phone up. I do not. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Tap the hearts or put a little heart in the comments if you can hear me. If you don't, I'll assume that you can't hear me. But as you shift your internal state, your external state has to respond. It's like watching people I came from a Hay House conference this weekend, so I'm like, today, tired, barely slept, met a lot of incredible people. But at the conference, like watching these authors and these successful business owners and these really inspirational people, one thing that Brendon Burchard said to us, he goes, the power plant doesn't have energy, it makes it. So he puts it in a very like personal development, mindset coaching way of like, if you want energy, if you want to feel encouraged in your day, excuse me, I just got out of the sauna and did a ginger juice, and it's flushed my lymph so much, and like I'm having a little bit of throat clearing. It's good. Something I want to say, I'll come back to my point, but I'm going to talk in circles on what the cleanse is going to do for mucus. Those of you with thyroid conditions, gut health conditions, inflammatory conditions, your body is backed up with mucus. The thyroid is one of the first things to signal. It's like the canary in the coal mine. Thank you, Joanne, for letting me know you can hear me. When you have a lot of mucus in your body, and I am just like so sensitive to everything. I slept in a hotel room that had a lot of air fresheners, was around a lot of people, was on an airplane, picking up who knows what. The body creates mucus to protect itself. And so those who are listening with thyroid conditions, you will actually notice, say you got a blood test pre-gut cleanse and a week or two post-gut cleanse, your thyroid function will improve from this gut cleanse, because it's going to flush mucus out of your system, and the mucus is what's impeding some of your thyroid function. It's amazing. Okay, so coming back to my power plant analogy that Brendan gave us. He said, the power plant doesn't have energy, it generates it. And so that's like kind of a mindset approach. And I love that quote. Brendan was one of my first teachers in the industry. And he is all about like creating the energy you need for the day. So if you're feeling like your life's just kind of ho-hum, or your health is just kind of ho-hum, or you just like something needs to shift, that's why I did the gut cleanse. I was like, something needs to shift. And the gut cleanse started this series of events for me in my life that started to shift a ton of things. Okay, so as you're doing this and you're wanting to see, everyone's doing it obviously because we want our insides to feel better. We want our intestines, we want our belly flatter, we want to improve our health. But I want you to think outside of the box with this gut cleanse. And I want you to think about, what are some things in my energetic life? Either how I feel, my relationships, my work environment, whatever it may be. Like, what do you want to see shift in your reality, in your world? And start to tonight, before you go to bed and you open your first packet tomorrow, just jot a few intentions down and just stay open. So if you're like, I want $1 million and a new job tomorrow, give it a little bit of space and time, right? But if you're like, I want to feel inspired about a new career or a new project, or I want to see this situation shift in my family so it feels lighter. This gut cleanse, I'm not kidding you, that by the end of the week, and the reason I'm doing daily lives is so that everyone can ask their questions and share their miracle moments. Okay, Allison, I know you had a question, and then we can go ahead and tune in to the scenario. So if you want to type, let me go up. If you want to type in the comments, and I won't read it out loud, but I'll guide us, like what any of your questions you guys have. And of course, the moment I come outside, is I thought this would be the quiet place. The neighborhood's going wild. So, okay. One of the questions earlier today that came in was, we were talking about in another thread in the Facebook group about being sensitive and having connection to other frequencies, other spirits, the Holy Spirit, what have you. Stay with me here if you're like, what is she talking about? As you cleanse, your energetic state is going to shift. I kid you not. Last night, I was laying in bed, and I got back from a conference full of intuitives and people who are very connected. And so that state was just really readily available. And I had been working with that energy all weekend. And I was laying in bed, and I told Jeff, I was like, your grandpa is here. And he was like, really? And I just was kind of listening in, and he gave us like a couple of things. But this morning, after my massage, a cleanse is a great time to dig into some extra self-care. I was texting Jeff, and I said, your grandpa's with me again, and you're going to connect with him while you're on the cleanse. And so when you are cleaning out your body, you're going to notice that you're just like really open. So you might feel like you just really appreciate nature even more. You might feel like, okay, Jeff just came out here. He just got out of the sauna. You might feel like you feel more connected to your animals. You might feel like you're journaling more. And for a lot of us who are in this community, you already know you're connected. You already know that sometimes you have souls that want to connect with you. That will be very readily available. Think about I talked about this in my 3 foods to help you connect to your spiritual gifts post yesterday. Think about your body like a radio. And if God, souls, source, insert your word here, whatever you want to connect to, the Holy Spirit lives on 101 FM, and you're filling your body up with Culvers and Andes and whatever your parasites are driving you through the drive-thru to get, and you have bad thoughts all the time, and your family sucks, and your partner drives you crazy, you're probably living like on the other side of the radio dial, right? Like maybe like 90.1 FM. as you're cleansing your body, your radio stations are going to be changing, getting closer and closer and closer to that 101 FM that we said God, source, energy, spirit, whatever have you, lives on, right? So you're getting closer and closer to that. You're going to be opening yourself up to just a lot of energies. And so with that, and then I'll tell you a story about what happened when I started healing my body. With that, you might feel like you're going crazy. You might feel like you're out of control. You might feel intruded upon. And just remember, you control it, as in your gifts, your ability to connect. It does not control you. That is a limiting belief. That is a fear-based belief that can perpetuate in the energetic community, in the faith-based community, in the spiritual community, and it's just simply not true. On packet day, do we only drink tea but no juices or smoothies? Okay, so you have, let's just stick with, you're on the rainbow cleanse, though, I know that for sure. So prep day is essentially, if you notice the Zen cleanse instructions, they do not include a prep day. They're like, hey, just eat really well and then do these packets. But purposely, we're doing this cleanse, and the way I have it set up in my guide is you really want a day of your best eating, your best effort, not perfect, before you jump into it, so you don't feel like, like you feel like your cells are primed. So on your packet day, you're only doing the packets, the chewables, and the potion, the liquid that they send. The packet day is the easiest day because everything's in there. And so Joanne, on your rainbow cleanse day 1, you're only going to have, you need the hot water, but you're only going to have what's in your kit. Right, Jeff? Yeah, he's on day 1 of his rainbow. Rainbow's the only one I haven't done, but essentially it's the liver, or it's the gut cleanse and the liver cleansed with extra enzymes throughout the week. And you're just like going for it with the rainbow. It's kind of cool. So let me know if that answers your question, Joanne. And then I want to tell a little bit of a story that happened along my healing journey. As you step into this frequency of this week, you're cleaning out your body. Remember, your radio station, your frequency is changing. You're getting closer to that 101 God FM, and you might just have little miracle moments. Your neighbors might be smiling and waving at you for no reason. Your animals might feel more connected to you. And also, I can't make this up, and you can believe me or not believe me, but when I started healing my body, I started having angelic encounters. I was standing in my kitchen making carrot juice one night, and I was like, I swear to God, I feel angels around me. And how I knew is I felt really giggly, and just like my heart was like fluttery and happy. And so I got on my Gaia app, or you can get on like YouTube, and I was like searched for like a documentary or like a well-sourced information video on angels, and I came across one. I was watching it. Long story short, it led me through a meditation to connect with your guardian angel, and they're like, she's going to tell you her name and a memory with her. And I heard her name, Gabriella, and then I was taken back, which is Archangel Gabriel, whichever name you like to use, and I was taken back to a memory in 3rd grade Catholic Sunday school, where I had this like wonderful teacher, and she was teaching us that everyone has an angel and we're all so connected. And I remember, out of character of me, I stood up without my turn to speak, and I said, my guardian angel's name is Gabriella, and I sat back down, and I didn't remember, and I hadn't thought about that memory until this meditation, until this encounter. And I just ever since then have felt really connected and remembrance of one of my angelic guidance that is all around me. So as you're moving through the cleanse and you have some supernatural or miracle moments pop up, put them in the Facebook group thread. Let me know. If it's private to you, you can send me a PM and I'll share. But I promise you things like that are going to happen this week. And then on the other side of the coin, if you start to cleanse your body and things start to fall apart seemingly in your world around you, relationships, job, finances, yada, 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 you're changing your internal state. It's like when I made a conscious decision a while ago in my business of the direction I want to wanted to go, all of the things in the way that were not in that frequency started to fall apart. So when we make an energetic decision, cleansing our body, we say, hey God, hey, I want a little bit better for my life. I want a little bit more abundant of a frequency. I want this, I want that. You're setting your intentions. You're lifting up your prayers tonight. You start to do the work because you got to move first and your internal frequency shifts. Please don't be surprised if some things have to fall apart to come together, right? So I don't want you to think I did this gut cleanse and like my whole world fell apart. Just remember, like, energy is going to move in your life, and that is great. And so if you're feeling the comment that came in earlier, like, okay, I am really opening up and I do feel, like I'm trying to go to bed at night and I'm feeling connected to a soul like I was Jeff's grandpa last night. Remember, you're in control of energy, like of the energies that work with you. They are not in control of you, and you are sovereign and you're God's child. And that is all you need to know. Are there any technical questions on the cleanse before we close for tonight? Even like simple, like what kind of measuring cups do I use? One thing that Jeff did for work, for those who work outside of the home or might not have access to hot water, like say your office place doesn't have like a tea kettle or like a coffee maker that can run hot water. He boiled water this morning. I was not awake because we got in at like 1 a.m. yesterday from the conference. Jeff didn't, but he picked me up. He boiled water before he went to work and he put it in a thermos and it stayed hot. And he just poured. The biggest thing with the enzymes in the liquid is you don't want to do boiling water with those. You want lukewarm to warm, like water that you can keep your finger in, because if it burns your finger, it's going to burn the living enzymes and the living properties of the cleanse. So think about that. If you're like, I don't know where I'm going to get hot water with this, that can feel like a barrier. Boil some water, do like Jeff, and just take it in some thermoses to work. Perfect. I got this. You do have this. Okay. I'm going to close for tonight. We're going to have many more lives. Check in the Facebook group the schedule. If you do not have the Facebook group link, how will I do this? You can direct message me. I will put the Facebook group link in this video comments on YouTube. And I don't think it's in the Gut Cleanse Guide, but just send me a direct message or notes in the video comments. So get on the Facebook, ask your questions. If it feels really private, you can send me a message. The live schedule is also in the Facebook group. So I'll be here every day for the next 7 days with all of us, guiding us through this cleanse. And if you need anything at all, please let me know. And then please keep me posted, whether it's publicly in the group or privately. Like, let me know about the shifts going on in your life, because that's the whole reason that I wanted to do this. So until tomorrow, my friends, have a beautiful night. Don't forget to get good glucose in before bed. Set your intentions, lift up your prayers of what you want to shift, and let's have a miraculous week.